Thank you, Jason David Frank.
And Mr. Saban.
That's Tom.
And that's Chris.
Power Rangers Improbability.
We're going to talk about them, so stay tuned.
It's PRNT time.
This is Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. You are watching PRNT. Wow, wow.
Welcome, Rangers,
To this episode of
PRNT,
your source for all things
Power Rangers.
On this episode, we're going to talk about some improbable instances that we've noticed in some of the Power Ranger series throughout the years.
By improbable instances, we mean situations or scenarios that we found goofy or just weird and out there with no explanation.
If you have any explanations or any comments on any of the instances that we describe in the next couple of minutes, feel free to leave them in the comments below.
We want to make it clear we are not dissing the show in any way.
Nope.
We love it
Yep.
more than ever. It is fantastic. We just thought it would be a fun topic to cover because I'm sure many of you have thought of a few of these like we have.
So for starters, if you don't know, Power Rangers is based on a Japanese show called Super Sentai. Now, the American show uses a lot of Japanese footage, especially the morphed fighting scenes. Now, some of the instances we're going to describe here could be things that are lost in translation from the Japanese to the American cut.
For example, in an episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you can briefly see a giant child
He's there.
standing behind the Megazord.
That's right. The episode is called For Whom the Bell Trolls, and it's about one of Trini's dolls that is brought to life with the help of Rita, and then he is then tasked with the job of trapping the Rangers in these jars that he has.
Eventually, Rita makes the monster grow, and in one of the shots with the Megazord, we see this kid standing behind it.
Yeah. Upon looking into this matter, we found that in the Japanese version of the episode, this kid has actually befriended the monster. So I guess when the monster grew, he grew. You know, we're not really sure what the reason is, but it just so happens that he's there, and why he's there is anyone's guess.
You Super Sentai fans out there, if you're watching the show, please put in the comments below why this happened, so us Ranger-only fans have an idea.
Right.
Another improbable instance, which also comes from Mighty Morphin, is the fact that all the buildings that monsters seem to destroy throughout the series are always abandoned.
Yes, buildings are destroyed in every season, but they're only mentioned as being abandoned in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the early episodes.
We aren't sure why they felt like they needed to draw attention to the fact that they were abandoned. Perhaps it was to keep the innocence of the show and to keep us from hating all the destruction that the show portrayed.
You know, the city managers of Angel Grove, why they kept all these abandoned buildings around, who knows? But hey, I guess they did save a lot of money on all those demolition costs.
Next up, we ask a question of the evil monsters. Why don't you attack during the morphing sequence or during the construction of the Megazord?
Seriously. We know that once they morph, or once that Megazord is completely put together, it's game over for you. So why don't you take that time while they're doing their thing to attack them?
You know, Tom,
What?
I wonder what they do while the Rangers are morphing or the Zord's being constructed. Do they impatiently check their watch? Do they just sit there and twiddle their thumbs? Are they there updating their Facebook status?
speaking of morphing, our next instance relates to that explosion that happens right after they morph sometimes. What's that all about? It's so strangely bizarre that one of the Rangers has actually mentioned it before.
That's right. Ziggy from RPM asks Dr. K to explain the morph explosion. And then later in the episode, when it happens, he even brings mention to it. He's like, it's right here. This is what I'm talking about. But an explanation is never given.
Since we're on the topic of explosions, let's talk about something I call the turnaround.
It seems that every time the Rangers destroy a monster, they always turn around right before the monster is destroyed in an explosion.
Why do they need to turn around? Aren't the visors tinted and it'll protect their eyes from the bright lights from the explosion? We know if we were Power Rangers, which we wish, and we were destroying a monster, we'd actually want to watch it and make sure it was destroyed. So the only explanation we could come up with is...
Cool guys don't look at explosions. No, didn't look. Didn't look. We're cool. We're cool. We're still cool.
Cool.
These are just some of the instances we came up with. There are more on our list, and we may talk about them sometime in the future.
Again, if you have any explanations for us, or if you're a Super Sentai person, you can answer our earlier question. Feel free to put that in the comments below.
Thank you so much for subscribing, commenting, and sharing this video with your friends. If you go here, you can like us on Facebook.
If you go here, you can follow us on Twitter.
And if you go here, you can follow us on Instagram.
And remember, as we sign off, our hope is that the power will always protect you.
Let's power down.
So at the time of recording this episode, we checked our subscriber count. We have hit 70 subscribers, which we think is pretty good for only doing this for about 5 months.
We are so excited. Our goal for starting off was to reach 100 subscribers, which means we are 70% of the way there.
Right. And once we do get there, we have some pretty exciting things that we want to do.
First off, we want to do a giveaway. Once we reach 100 subscribers, we'll be doing a giveaway. We'll announce more about that once we get closer to that 100 subscriber mark. But also, we are going to apply, so to speak, for monetization on YouTube. I know what you guys might be thinking, oh, these guys are just doing it for the money. No. Us getting monetization would help us get more giveaway stuff for you, the fans. It would help us get better equipment so we can have better quality videos for you, the fans. All around, monetization would be for you, the fans.
Speaking of you, the fans, we first want to say thank you for your support we've received thus far. And also we want to say keep liking, keep commenting, and keep sharing, and hopefully we can get there.
Yep. 100 subscribers, that is our target. Please, the only way we can make it there is if you guys help out. So please, please, please help us reach 100.
Also, don't forget to tune in next Saturday as we release another episode. Until then, we'll see you around.